Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. Love is extolled in song, in philosophy, and by most people as core to the life well led. On the other hand, love implies a measure of irrationality, caring more about a person than rational analysis dictates, for example, amplifying their positives while diminishing their negatives. Should we venerate such irrationality? After all, so many people fall in love only to break up and be left bereft, often for a long time. Is Tennyson right that it's better to have loved and lost than not to have loved at all? But averages don't count here. What do you think is right for you? Now let's turn to your potential to love. As with most human characteristics, people may vary in how deeply they can love. I've seen people who ever put their romantic partner above themselves, even willing to donate a kidney. On the other extreme, some people's love is pretty much limited to being an activity partner. The question is, even if you wanted to change, how malleable are you? Maybe it's just a matter of you're finding someone who you can deeply love, or maybe an attitude change will help. Need you first heal some past trauma? So what do you think would be wise for you? Now let's talk about boundaries. Should we make our loved one priority one? What level of sacrifice should we incur? From listening when you don't feel like listening, to giving them a pass on their mistakes, to the aforementioned giving of a kidney. Where do you want to be on that continuum? Now let's turn to transience. Luminaries have long lamented love's short half-life. No less than Shakespeare wrote, "Come kiss me, sweet and 20, youth's a stuff will not endure." Edna St. Vincent Millay concurred. "I would indeed that love were longer lived, and vows were not so brittle." Less lofty, songwriter Jimmy Lucas wrote, "I love my wife, but oh, you kid." Some couples seem to not only maintain but deepen love through their lifetime. Alas, other people don't. For you, do you sense that infatuation's fade is a biological imperative, perhaps solidified by your previous relationships? If so, is it wise to focus on acceptance and just savor the good moments while they're here? As we may appreciate a rose's beauty more because its perfection is transient. Or do you feel you have a shot at a lifetime of love by using, for example, good communication, kindness, date nights, and balancing giving with taking? Brief mention of asymmetries. A couple of my recent talks with you, I talked about asymmetries. All relationships have asymmetries, from sexual to financial, work ethic to personal ethics. And I'm not going to talk about that again here. I don't want to be redundant. So you might look at my previous YouTubes, or simply Google asymmetries and Nemko, Nemko, and you'll find it. Let's talk very briefly about other sorts of love. Work. Khalil Gibran wrote, "Work is love made visible." Should we not have room in our hearts, let alone our esteem, for the person who works long hours to provide good hearth and home, even if their domestic involvement consists more of quality time than quantity time? What about love of a dog? Some people disparage dog lovers as disproportionately those who are unable to sustain love with humans. But the love of a dog and a human aren't mutually exclusive, and some benefits of having a dog are difficult to duplicate with a person. Cuddling on demand, enforced exercise, and the oft-cited unconditional love. Some people love government, or at least like it an awful lot. George Orwell described the typical citizen in the world of 1984, quote, "He loved Big Brother," end quote. Some people actually do venerate big government, feeling the taxes and the restrictions on freedoms are well worth it, if not for personal benefit, for the less fortunate. Other people, however, are far less fond of government. And finally, love of life. Benjamin Franklin wrote, "Dost thou love life? Then do not squander time, for that's the stuff life is made of." For those who love life, the love of life may indeed be the greatest love of all. As with most things, when it comes to love, one size doesn't fit all. In light of this little talk, you want to jot down your thoughts on how you plan in your life to manifest love? In any event, I do thank you for watching. I'm Marty Nemko. I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments and especially like it if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts can have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.